Oh yes. All right, legends. How is everybody doing? Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Does that even exist to everybody? Let's analyze the situation for Bitcoin. There is a lot of bearish sentiment. We know that September is not a really great month for Bitcoin on average when we do take a look at the average return, right? Percentage to the upside, to the downside from the previous decade, right? We are looking at September being one of the most bearish months that Bitcoin has, right? It is actually the most bearish month, right? September. However, October follows with huge bullishness. I want to know if you believe that we are going to see something very similar. So first question here for the people in the comment section, of course, will be that one right over here. Let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me. If we are good with the music, do you believe that September is going to be a bearish month? And that is what's happened on average. So I want to know this, guys, from you. And then, of course, we'll be going through what we left the previous live stream. This right over here. It was an idea. It was very much possible. This did not play out. We are going to talk about the steps that we mentioned, okay, just purely for educational content, guys. It was an idea that was very much valid. However, we ended up having another move to the downside, okay, and then getting the bounce. We'll explain in detail how you could have prevented getting into a long trade after wicking beneath the Wednesday lows. This happened on Friday. We did get a significant bounce on the weekend, and we're looking for a possible back test of the levels here that was mentioned on the previous live stream, right? Looking at something like this where we could get a recovery, come back down to back test those lows from Wednesday, right? And then look for another push to the upside. Now, we did backtest those lows. We got a bounce of about $1,000, but then the price came back down to claim the lows again, okay? So this did not play out. We obviously want to talk about it, right? We do not suddenly forget of what was talked about on the live stream. Let's analyze the situation, how we could have prevented not longing this retracement pullback and get into the bounce, or if you did get into the long, back testing the Wednesday lows, okay, how you could have got out as we were seeing some bearish signs, right? This was basically this event right over here where we did get that movement to the downside, claim the lows from Wednesday, and we got a beautiful reaction bounce. And what we were talking about is a possible Wave 2 back test retracing to 61878 Fibonacci. We even retraced all the way down to the 0.88, not claiming those lows. Got a little bit of a bounce here, and I'm going to explain why we could have prevented actually longing this area, looking for that possible larger ABC flat, okay? Keeping it educational, of course. We need to talk about, hey, this idea was very much valid, okay? The idea was valid. However, it did not play out, guys. We need to keep it real. We need to talk about the education. We need to talk about how we could have prevented this on the data to actually back up from that long position, realizing that the lows could have been claimed again, okay? We don't only talk about the good stuff, right? I gotta say, many times it is good things, right? We mentioned this yesterday. We talked about this on the previous live stream, on the previous video update. This played out very nicely. This did not play out on Friday, so we need to talk about it, right? We need to talk about the bad stuff as well, right? Well, not bad stuff. I wouldn't say bad stuff, but it wasn't, you know, this prediction, this analysis did not play out, okay? So we need to talk about it. We can not only talk about the good things, right, and sugarcoat what we talk about on the channel. This is, you know, I try and keep this a professional technical analysis, level to level trading, how to manage risk. And that is what we do here, right? So if something did not play out, we do not forget about it. We need to analyze very carefully, you know, where did we get the reaction? Where did we bounce? Why wasn't it looking that great when we got the bounce? And I got to say, I took complete weekend off YouTube, off the charts, off everything, guys. You know, it's sometimes very necessary just to disconnect. So I didn't do anything on Saturday and Sunday and just started analyzing yesterday night, right? Sunday night, to see the different scenarios with the Legends trading community. So let's first of all go through the comment section, legends, and we'll dive in through the pure technical analysis. What are the scenarios, higher time frame, talk about Friday's live stream, based on education, and talk about the levels that you want to trade. Talk about some levels that have been mentioned in the trading community today, basically as resistance, as support. You know, we talk about 2, 3, 4 scenarios. Okay, we just do not talk about one level or 2 levels. We talk about internal levels, right, for some setups that could happen. So we're going to talk about that also on the live stream, and then obviously take a look at what could happen, you know, today, in between today and tomorrow, right? Got a lot of stuff ready, packed up, guys. Going to keep it educational. Going to try and explain also the scenarios. Make sure to hold on tight. I got a good one for you today, guys, as always, right? I want to believe so. First of all, hello to the beautiful community. Frank, guys, here. How are you doing, my man? Hello, yo, first like. Maxium, hi, Andy. I'm excited to enroll in your classes. Absolutely wonderful. I like when BTC is boring. We have less idiot in the industry, says unknown user. Yes, very true. I wouldn't say idiot. I don't like to insult people. But yes, you could say that is correct. Unknown user. Aditya, my brother, thank you very much for joining. RTDY, hello. 𝗕𝗶 UK, looking forward to some knowledge. Absolutely wonderful. Sohair, Faris, Valerie, aloha. Alan, good afternoon, my man. Welcome, RTDY. Welcome back. S4 Otto, 42 incoming bull run over cycle top in. Thank me later. Share that one. Okay, I will thank you later if we do go to 42K. But I have to say, we have a very interesting month, okay? September, we do know that interest rate cuts are coming, guys. And we know what has happened with the interest rate cuts throughout the previous decades, right? We've entered a very nasty recession period, right? Whether that is 6 months or 12 months. Or you know, or slightly lower, right? Just like C19, that was a very fast crash, quick recession, couple of months, started printing, recovery very, very fast, right? That was the actual bottom for Bitcoin and the stock market when we had the C19 crash in March. So can we see a very fast crash recession, right? Recession in the next coming months? Bitcoin top is in. We have here from somebody, S4 Otto, thank me later, we're going to 42K. I do think that 42K is still reasonable to believe that it is still bullish, right? I will be buying Bitcoin if the price goes down to $42,000. I haven't been buying these last few months at these levels. I haven't been buying any Bitcoin at all throughout the last few months. If we were to get a leg down to $42,000, yeah, I would be very much happy to buy some Bitcoin at those levels. And if we dip to 30K and 20K, well, hey, we're just going to have to keep stacking those sats, guys, because it will be the moment to buy. So let me turn that drum and bass down a little bit, guys. It's probably doing your head in. What's up, legends? Mariella, thanks for joining. BTC bullish. Hi, Andy. Greets from Belgium. Absolutely wonderful. Andy, you're on. Let's go. Tammy, Sapara, one more leg down to $53,000 and then pump in last quarter in my view, says Tammy. I think that is also a very much realistic scenario. There is really no... What's going on here? Hang on a second. This is taking a bit to load. We'll go through the technical net levels right now, guys. I really like this zone. Yes, without a doubt. I cannot be bearish, even though if we do come down to kind of back test this low over here, right? I think I saw someone saying that we're forming a gigantic diamond pattern right over here. We could arguably discuss that. Not a huge fan of diamond patterns. There's just very, you know, the percentage of the possibility of a reversal is not that high, okay? It's like a 60% chance that a diamond pattern can play out. Obviously, yeah, there is. But is this a diamond top or is it a bottom, right? Because we're basically in the range. It's coming from a downtrend, so it should be a reversal pattern in this case, right? Because we are coming from lower highs. But anyway, yeah, there's something curious to really see on the chart, right? Then it is a bit of a diamond formation here. even though it's not the most beautiful one. And yeah, we don't really trade diamond patterns, right? You could speculate, okay, yeah, it does look like one, and we could get a reversal, but obviously we do not use them for our trading strategies. So let's go right away. Smash the like button, legends. I want to ask the community, make sure to destroy that like button, guys, for the algorithm. If you do enjoy the content, you want to still see some more videos, technical analysis, make sure to destroy the like button. Of course, if you do enjoy, Just Be Free family is watching for Spain, guys. Thank you for the information and your looks and the charts. Thank you very much, my man Patrick. Much appreciate that comment, my man. Diamond reversal on the 15 minutes, not 4 hourly. Yeah, also maybe on the 15 minute. We can check the lower time frames now in just 1 second. I want to ask, keep the transparency as usual. What's good, Andy? Thank you very much, my man. It's over for the Bears. Yes, maybe. I really like this kind of wedgie structure that we are forming, right? This is really usually a reversal price action, right? This price action, sweeping lows, just stopping out all of those long positions, you know, getting them out of the market, and then the price pumps, right? It's just a very classic situation, right? Because all of these wicks to the downside, all it's doing is stopping out all of those long positions and getting people more bearish and more bearish. And then you get the pop out of nowhere, right? Where it's like, whoa, where did this pop come out? Well, it's just basically a classic kind of descending wedgie structure where you're just stopping out all of the longs, right? Getting the the people that are longing, right? You know, getting them fed up, right? Those swing traders longs, okay? Getting them fed up and saying, you know, I'm throwing the towel here. I'm not trying to long anymore, right? It's over. And then obviously you get that descending wedgie structure, claiming lows, stopping everybody out. And then you get the pop at some point to the upside. So this is what it very much looks like. This is what it's getting, a pop right now. Just claiming those highs. Very quick. Very quick. We're going to talk about very quick here to the upside. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I need to focus. I've got a lot of stuff on the higher time frame. It looks like we want to pop out. Like I said, if we do on this video update, if we close a significant, you know, 4 hourly candlestick here in the next coming hours, it's going to be looking pretty damn good, in my opinion, right? If we do have a 4 hourly candlestick here broken out from this level, in my opinion, it will be looking quite good. So retracement is going to be very much analyzed very carefully if we do get that pullback after this breakout, right? That is if this does not end up in a swing failure pattern from those lower highs that we formed up yesterday, right? Failed auction, swing failure pattern. It was a very fast one. We just got the price getting a quick pump and dump on the 1 minute, right? It's kind of been, it seems like it's been a stop hunt. So very quick if you want to analyze, if you want to get into a quick scalp short and take profits as we speak here, because yeah, overall, very fast, right? You need to be in front of the chart ready for that scenario. So anyway, let's zoom out, right? We'll talk about lower time frames now, all right? We'll talk about lower time frames now in the next coming minutes. I want to zoom out on higher time frames and explain the possibilities of the bullish case and the possibilities of the bears as well. But I need to give the bulls a little bit of hope here, right? Because on this movement to the upside, you know, we are forming higher highs and higher lows. Yes, it could break down. It's quite confusing on the higher time frame because you do have this very kind of corrective structure to the upside, very three-wavy, coming from a major impulsive move down. You got the Gartley harmonic pattern that we mentioned here just about a week ago, that's been playing out very nicely. I was really wanting to see slightly higher levels. This happened very late in the night, so I did not manage to catch that short position. Unfortunately, maybe some of you people did. I remember asking some people just Monday last week, did you manage to short here? Got a lot of people shorting the 65k levels. I missed out on that short. But overall, we analyzed very carefully that this is very likely going to be a resistance zone because we had the contracting diagonal scenario. We've got the expanding diagonal right now. That is looking very interesting. Okay, this is looking very interesting without a doubt with this wedgie structure that we formed. I know it sounds unreal right now, but this is basically how we've been moving for Bitcoin. You know, this I really cannot be higher time frame bearish when we have a possibility of bullish case scenarios. Okay, so I think this is very much possible. It is very rare to see expanding diagonals. It's not the most common for impulsive moves. But if we were, guys, you know what would be an incredible bullish sign for the next coming weeks, okay? If we were to come and create one more peak to the upside to claim those lower highs, this is going to change everything. This will be extremely more simple to analyze the corrective structure here, because this is going to be bullish. If we come all the way up to $66,000, $67,000, right, for that leg up, just hitting this high, this will be a good zone to look for a short position without a doubt in this area, right? The only bullish count here that you would see is this scenario, unless you're forming a double 1-2 right over here, which is like 1-2, 1-2, 3 right there, massive explosive 3. But we'll be analyzing very carefully what happens here in this scenario if we were to get that leg up, which is obviously still very pure speculation. We might just get a bounce here in the next coming days and roll back down. We will be talking about the local resistance levels as well, but it's on the cards. I have to say, this is very much a possibility. It's still a scenario. Anybody that does not know about an expanding diagonal on Elliott wave theory, it is the most uncommon impulse, right, that you do have on Elliott wave theory. But I believe that it's, you know, we need to still give it a chance. The last level to get that bounce on a fourth wave, the last Fibonacci level to get that bounce without claiming the wave 2, it is the 0.88 Fibonacci. And what is curious to see here, just very early this morning or late last night, you know, really didn't pay attention to when that happened because I've been really off the charts. We've come all the way down to hit exactly the 0.88. This is the last level. It's the last level. You bounce from here, or obviously you claim the lows, right? For that expanding diagonal right over here. Something interesting as well is the equilibrium from the previous month. You know, guys, previous week and previous month equilibrium is very solid levels, guys, okay? Anybody that does not know about the equilibrium from the previous week or even the previous day equilibrium, you could take it into consideration as a level, okay, to add as confluence. Well, when you get the 50% Fibonacci from the August drop, okay, well, from the August drop, okay, from the highs to the lows, the equilibrium is sitting exactly at the $57,000 range. Okay, so when we zoom in here on the 1 hourly and we take a look at the previous levels, such as previous day lows, previous week highs, previous week open, previous month high, previous month close, all of those levels, the previous month equilibrium is sitting here at $57,246 on the Bybit chart. So that is where we have the 0.88. Adding a little bit of confluence, adding a little bit of hope, right, for the bulls right there to maintain, right, the lows of this descending wedge structure to possibly get that reversal. So not an easy level to long, to be honest. Not an easy level to long, okay? It might sound easy right now. Yeah, we hit the 0.88 and the previous week equilibrium, but we've been chopping down here for the last several days, right? So just chopping wick, another move down. So being very, very disturbing without a doubt to actually get into a long here. Very, very complex. Now, zooming in on the lower time frames, I want to let you know, guys, before we go through lower time frame technical analysis, level to level trading, okay? For me, this has just been a scalping range. This has only been valid for scalping. Because, yeah, without a doubt, we're still forming lower highs. There is a possibility of a reversal. it's just still trading the range, right? We're still basically in a range, but slightly to the downside. So it's a downtrending range. So we need to trade the technical levels, and I want to explain some technical levels here that have been tradable during the last few hours. And right, hi sir, can you try our price action indicator? It works perfectly. Easy algo. Send me a DM on Telegram or Discord. We can analyze it, see if it's good or not, right? So yeah, make sure to join the Telegram, send me a DM. We can check it out. Easy algo. Okay, enough shilling here in the comment section. Send me a DM and we can have a look at it. I want to know, guys, I'm going to start a poll. Will September be bearish for Bitcoin? Let me know right away. I want to know your opinion on the poll. Will September be bearish for Bitcoin, guys? Let me know right away on the poll, yes or no, if you are bearish in September, or are you bullish? Let me know right away, and smash up the like button while you're at it, guys. Very, very boring price action stream. Not much people. You need to smash up the like button, guys, right away. Get more people joining the stream. Andy, the fear and greed index metric. Yes. Did you look at the fear and greed index? No, I haven't, but it is in fear without a doubt. Yeah, it's at 26 fear and greed index. We are in fear, guys. What usually happens when we have fear? We get a little bit of momentum to the upside, at least a little bit, right? So, bearish to 45k, says Ghost Levy. Will September be bearish? We do have almost 100 votes already. We got 49% of people saying yes, 51% of people saying no. It's a 50-50 game here. 51 yes, 49 no. It's a 50-50 game by the looks of things. I mean, September has been the most bearish month for Bitcoin, followed by August as well. We could arguably discuss, right? September has been a bearish month for Bitcoin on average. So will we see a bearish month? And then October has been the most insane bullish month for Bitcoin throughout the last decade, right? October has been out of 11 months, we've only seen 2 red months here on Bitcoin. And obviously that was the initial stages of the bear market, right? We had 2014, 2018 was the start of the bear market, and not even 2021, start of the bear market, October was bullish, as we did hit all-time high in November. So yeah, basically October is very, very bullish on average. So let's see. Diamond pattern from July till now. Yes, we talked about that, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we do have it's yeah, we just mentioned that at the beginning of the stream. This kind of diamond pattern right over here. Very much possible. Expect the unexpected, right? September's usually bearish. We having interest rate cuts this month, right? Bearish September. We got a lot of people very bearish. Expect the unexpected. So could we see a big gigantic pump on Bitcoin to $65,000-$67,000 range? I'm going to say it's very much possible based on Elliott wave theory. Looking at the expanding diagonal, it's very, very much a scenario that could happen. And then have October bearish, right? Then obviously the next bullish case scenario, the only one left here when we take a look at this structure, is a flat from this impulsive move. And this would be extremely rare. This would be extremely rare because the timing on this corrective move is something like 6-7 times longer than this impulse that we had the first week of August. It's something like 6 times longer, and it could be even 7-8 times longer once we claim the lows here from the 15th of August. So this flat scenario is, it wouldn't be an invalidation, Okay, it can be 6-7 times longer, but it's just very rare for the possibilities. But what I do like about this flat scenario is basically claiming the lows here, coming down to the 618 Fibonacci from the pivot low, golden pocket right to the pivot high that we formed a few days ago. Golden pocket is kind of in confluence with the lows that we formed here the second week of July, which is the $54,000, $53,000 zone. And we do have a lot of confluence there. It's a very, very solid level based on confluence that we have. We have a bunch of daily levels, naked point of control. We have that beautiful higher low, classic for a liquidity grab, right? We love higher time frame, higher lows, because it's just a liquidity hunt level, right? So a swing failure pattern at that level, failed auction, is without a doubt a swing long setup that I would be looking for. Okay, of course we're gonna have to analyze the data once we get there, right? It can be a huge aggressive drop and we're just slicing through the level. So this is still very speculative. It's the lowest probability scenario, but we need to bring hope, right? Sometimes the lowest probability scenario is the one that plays out, right? You're running out of bullish case scenarios. Oh my goodness, this is the end. We're going to 49k, sub, and then the price obviously maintains our support in this range and starts pumping in October, right? Very aggressively. So yeah, higher time frame, best level scenario is this zone. This is crucial, important support at $54,000 range, give or take several $100s based on the volatility. We never know how volatile it can get down there. But without a doubt, it's a very, very interesting zone. And I can already, if you are a scalp day trader, set the alerts at these lows. This is a low for a long trading setup, without a doubt. 100% that we are going to get. I'm going to say 99%. If you hear some technical analyst trader saying 100% guaranteed, well, you need to run away, right? So it's never 100%, but it's just highly, highly likely that this pivot low, where we have the golden pocket from the lows to the highs, right, is going to be a liquidity hunt sweep right there. And it is going to get a bounce with extreme high probability. You're going to get the price action, whatever the price action does, whether we go up or not. That low is a reaction level. So the best thing that you can do here is set some alerts on Tradingview at 55k, 54,500, because it's an extreme high probability trade setup. This is boring. I want to trade now. Trading is boring, right? Trading is extremely boring because you need to have a few trading plans and just wait for the price to hit the level. In today's video update in the Legends trading community, we talked about 3-5 scalping setups, okay, that were mentioned. And one of them was actually looking for a possible short trade here, right? And this is a scalp, right? This is only a scalp. Don't get too ambitious, right? That we could be on the verge of a reversal for Bitcoin. So we don't want to be the last guy shorting the market, right? When we've been moving down for several days and even a couple of weeks, right? We don't want to be the last guys trying to short the market down to 42k, right? As they say, because we day trade. And this was an acceptable scalp short. And the main reason why this got a drop of $400-500, acceptable. We're looking for in and out kind of trading setups. And the main reason why we got this short scalp level mentioned in the Legends trading community, there's several scenarios. I was looking for a small little pullback from this previous day value area high, right? Previous day value area high with the VWAP, with the 0.88 Fibonacci, and bearish CVD divergence is what we wanted to see, to look for that internal double top setup right there. Okay, be very, very patient, wait for that level to be hit, previous day value area high, to look for a pullback of a few $100s, right? And we did get that resistance at the previous day value area high. So it's just waiting for the levels to be hit. Just wait for that level to be hit. Look for an internal double top structure. Sometimes they happen, sometimes they're not. Sometimes you're going to hit the level and you're going to get a pullback. Well, you missed the trade, right? You just missed the scenario. You missed the pullback. However, a lot of the times you do get that small little reaction double top scenario, right? Where you can manage your risk better on a local double top. Now, the good thing about this scalp short, right, to come down here and get this corrective move, is that we were forming insane bearish CVD divergence. Of course, now locally we're forming bullish ones, so that is making the price to go higher levels. The divergence that happened to the right side of the chart is stronger than the ones building on a higher time frame. It sounds weird, but it's like that. When you have CVD divergence building up to the right, they are stronger than the bigger time frame ones, okay? They're the ones that are going to play out. So if you have bearish CVD divergence here on higher time frames with lower highs on price action and higher highs on the CVD, however, more locally, you're forming lower lows on the CVD and higher lows on price action, the ones playing to the right are stronger because they're the ones that are playing now. If you get a bunch of people shorting the market here, these are the ones that are going to play out with higher probability. However, as we were coming up to the previous day value area high and hitting the 0.88 Fibonacci, it was an acceptable scalp short, okay? We need to trade the levels. Right now, there's a lot of... I do see the possibility of reversing right now, so we want to be cautious with shorts. We don't want to be the last guy shorting, right? As we've been dropping for the last 1 to 2 weeks, we don't want to be the last one shorting. We cannot become extremely bearish right now, but we can scalp level to level, right? So hitting the 0.88 previous day value area high, and it was acceptable short position. Another short position was a failed auction from the previous day point of control, which is sitting right over here. However, we did get a successful breakout and we back tested it as support. There was a short scenario, which was basically a failed auction. Come back down, reverse, back test the previous day point of control and look for the short as we were rejecting very aggressively from that level, and look for the back test with bearish CVD divergence. That was also an acceptable plan, right? That was looking for in the trading community. So we talk about different plans. We're going to talk about several plans right now, guys, but I like to keep it educational, like to keep, what we talk about in the community, different scenarios. We talk about several plans and just wait for the one that we can execute. And in this case, we pumped all the way up. We did not lose this previous day point of control. It maintained very nicely as support. The high volume node from yesterday flipped it as support very nicely and bounced all the way up to the previous day value area high. Now, the one that we got was this one, previous day value area high, double top scenario, bearish CVD divergence. We had very aggressive bearish CVD divergence here on Bybit as we were coming up to this level. As you can see, the lower highs right there and insane higher highs right there as we were pumping here. So giving you a slightly higher probability for that corrective move, getting some resistance here. Small little pullback for a nice scalp trade. Now, we have SFP'd from here. I have to say it's it's an acceptable short trade. Just stop loss above the wick. You need to enter at the highest level possible. It's very quick. I would not be interested in shorting here and having stop loss right there. It's already giving a big stop loss. You need to be very, very quick. Enter as you hit the level, get into the rejection, stop loss at the high. Then you're managing risk much better just in case the price does shoot out. But this was actually an acceptable short trading setup as well. That was mentioned in the Legends community. Wait for the previous day highs, which is not the previous day highs, sorry, because previous day highs is here. We opened the market higher than this level yesterday, but it's a clear pivot high for an SFP from yesterday. So let's talk about the possibility. Let's talk about, guys, sorry, my bad. I know maybe a lot of people don't really care of the previous live stream. Especially if it did not play out, but I feel responsible about talking about this, guys, about the ABC flat scenario, right, coming down and getting the bounce here. And let me just quickly go through that scenario and explain why didn't this play out and how you need to take those decisions to to say, all right, shall I still be in this long position? Because we talked about the pivot lows from Wednesday. We were looking at a movement down here, bounce and back test the zone, all right, hitting 7.8 Fibonacci, even coming to back test the lows right over here on the previous live stream. And we did get a bounce without claiming the lows from Friday. So the bounce happened of almost $1,000, right? Around about $800 or so. Where the bounce did happen, you don't want to jump into a long late, right? Unless you're getting in a very low position, then you enter. But the main reason that this was not looking great based on the CVD, there was a huge amount of long positions entering here, hoping that this back test was actually going to get the price action pumping very aggressively. And that is what we need to see. CVD is extremely important to analyze those setups that we get ready for, because if we suddenly see a huge amount of people longing on the exchanges, well, on Bybit in this case, right? When we do take a look at that bounce right there, CVD was going absolutely nuts. We had a massive movie on CVD to the upside, and obviously we formed higher highs on CVD, lower highs on price action, giving you not very good, probabilities, right? These longs, there's millions and millions of dollars entering in long positions here that just got squeezed out here with that movement to the downside. So as soon as you see this is a red alert. There's a lot of long positions entering here, expecting a reversal. And this is the beauty of CVD, to basically back out if you have a bullish bias, right? If you have a bullish bias, like we talked about on the previous live stream, looking at this possible Elliott wave scenario structure and an ABC flat, then if you're in that long position and you start seeing incredible bearish CVD divergence, huge amount of people longing with you being exit liquidity, right? Then you really want to step out of that scenario. This is the importance of CVD. Once you get that CVD forming higher highs and you are forming lower highs, you want to step out from that long position, right? Or that kind of swing long position. So CVD here is what played against us with that prediction. Obviously, too many people long in the market and just getting squeezed out with that major wick down, okay? Big major wick here to the downside, stopping out all of those very aggressive long positions entering here at this area, okay? So it's important to realize CVD divergence, guys, because CVD will save you from different scenarios, right? If you are like very bullish and you believe that reversal could happen, you need to analyze who the heck is longing and shorting. The same as looking at Delta, basically, but CVD is enough. I think with CVD you have everything, because you can see those very aggressive spikes on Bybit and rest of exchanges, and that is telling you, hey, back up here, because there's too many longs entering the market and that could get squeezed out. And that is basically what happened, okay? Just a brief explanation of what happened, right? The analysis did not play out. And of course, that had to do with that internal data that we were getting with that price action, which was too many longs entering on Bybit, and that got squeezed out, obviously, with that wick to the downside. So just a brief explanation right there, guys, okay? CME futures gap. In CVD, we trust. CVD is very powerful, without a doubt. I gotta say, it's the one of the best indicators local to basically take a look at the internal data of what's going on now, to take decisions, right? It does help in taking the technical decisions. Very important, muy importante, because it can save you from taking bad decisions from your technical analysis. Let's go. Is CVD on TradingView? No, it's on multiple. You have CVD on CoinGlass. You've got CVD on other paid platforms such as XO You have also AGGR is the one that we use here, which is free. AGGR.trade is free. It's the one that we use here because I know it's free and you can use it, right? So a lot of people talk about that. Most of the times it is on paid platforms such as XO but there's a multiple different free ones, all right? AGGR.trade, you can get CVD divergence here If you have any questions, join the Discord. We'll be happy to help you out with any questions. All right, with basically the CVD divergence. All right, just for the settings and everything. Okay, make sure to join the Legends trading community. You do have the free Discord. Check out the first link down below. Happy for you to join. Tag me or any of the other coaches to help you out with your trading journey. You have the first link down below, guys, if you want to join the free Discord. It is on TradingView. AGGR trade CVD free indicator. It is on TradingView. I actually do not know. I haven't even checked it. AGGR aggressive on TradingView. I haven't even checked it if it is on TradingView, but we got Crypto Sniper saying AGGR CVD. Yeah, we have got it here. I'm not sure if it's free or not. AGGR CVD. By the looks of things, yeah, I'm not sure what this. I would have to take a look at the settings, of course. I'm not sure if it's this one. Yeah, there we go. We got this CVD here on TradingView. I'll have to backtest it because I'll have to take a look here at the settings. But AGGR CVD is on TradingView. I actually didn't know that. But there is a CVD on TradingView as well. But I think there's a paid version. Yes, pit line in settings. Okay, thank you very much for letting me know that. Then we got the rest of the community knowing as well about the CVD divergence on TradingView. CME futures gap. Let's take a look. There is a CME futures gap. Let's take a look at that right away. There is a CME futures gap on Bitcoin, which is slightly above current price action. Just got filled. It's just got filled. These are old gaps. Yeah, the weekend gap has got filled already. Yeah, so that is providing resistance. We know once we fill the gaps, guys, gaps, what I do like about the gaps is when you fill them, it basically provides resistance, right? So you got that resistance right over here, filled the gap here that we had in August, the first, second week of August. We got this one right over here that got filled as well last week. And we got just this one, small little one, that's just gotten filled and is providing that resistance right now as we speak, right? So just claiming those highs from yesterday as well, which is an acceptable swing failure pattern level. I mean, this could be one that you could actually maintain. The price could get pretty aggressive to the downside. I personally wouldn't short right now. Okay, just based on the risk management, it's not looking too great to manage risk. That short should have been a sniper short, so you can manage risk very, very well. And this could be the one that rolls down. Okay, maybe this might be the one that rolls down. But overall, you got such a tight stop loss from that swing failure pattern testing previous day highs. It's not previous day highs, sorry. These highs from yesterday's range. That is very much acceptable for that short. Let's talk about, not looking too convincing here, to be honest, with this descending wedgie structure, right? It's just still downtrending. We need a big 4-hourly candlestick breaking out from those highs of yesterday and closing above here. This, for me, would be a very, very good, strong reversal sign. And obviously, I would be paying attention to that pullback that could happen in between today and tomorrow. Only if we do close a 4-hourly candlestick above this high from yesterday. That will, for me, it will completely change the structure. And I would actually be looking for some long positions without a doubt. If we do take a look at the fixed volume profile from this range that we formed the last few days, we do have the point of control, right, from the last week's price action sitting slightly above us. Without a doubt, we need to close a 4-hourly candle. We need to get above that level without a doubt. very nicely to expect higher levels. And then I would be very much interested in checking the pullback. Of course, you would not want to lose again that point of control. That will not be looking too great. But I would be looking for a more of an aggressive pullback. And the value area low of the range will be very interesting. That is the moment that I will be skeptical if it moves down very aggressively. But we could analyze the situation here for that possible bounce. What would be a good rejection level? A good rejection level here is this pivot high from the range, okay? I think this is extreme high probability quick scalp short, without a doubt. This pivot high, which is where the value area high of this entire range is. So you know the deal. We only want to get into high probability trades. Getting into pullbacks is very, very complex, right? Sometimes the price might shoot through here. It might come back down very aggressively. It's very, very hard. Liquidity grabs has to be the highest probability trading setups. Just looking for a scalp of a few $100s, right? It's just in and out. Very, very easy to execute as you hit the level and you reject. So this one right over here has very high probability in my opinion. I like this pivot high for a liquidity grab just because it is where the value area high of the entire range is. And we know that value area low and value area high from a big range of 1 week does get fake outs, right? You might think we're breaking value area low here, but it gets back in. We're breaking value area low, we get back in, breaking back in again, right? So no price action here means that it's a successful breakout from value area high. I would look at it as resistance. So you could have that attempt in breaking out here, and obviously liquidity grab from that pivot high of the 30th of August. And let's take a look at Fibonacci retracement from this level. It is slightly above the golden pocket. Unfortunately, it would be nice that golden pocket would be exactly at the highs, but it's slightly above the golden pocket, which golden pocket is where we have the value area high of this trading zone. So it could miss it. It could miss the pullback by a few dollars, and this is very dangerous to short based on your stop loss, because your stop losses, right, you'd want to have it above a high, and this is you asking to get stopped out. So you might as well be patient and wait for people that are shorting the golden pocket, and wait for the wick stop loss to then jump into the swing failure pattern as you're rejecting. Because yeah, there will be a lot of people trying to short the golden pocket without a doubt, and it could get the pullback without claiming this high, without a doubt. I prefer to miss the trade because if I need to know where my stop loss is, and I'm not going to enter a short at the golden pocket and say, we ain't going to reach, we're probably just going to wick the highs. So I'm not going to put a stop loss, or I'm going to put a stop loss here at above 7.8 or 0.88. No way, Jose. This is too much for a stop loss. This is what people do. I even do that. I used to do it, and I even think about doing it. But the best answer is no. Do not do that, because yes, there is high probability in hitting golden pocket and getting a pullback potentially to the point of control. Right? It's just an easy level. Fibonacci golden pocket back down to point of control. I should have shorted this. Then you start thinking I should have shorted it. The problem is your stop loss. I always think about my stop loss before entering a trade. And if you enter a short position here, the first thing that's going to come to your mind is I'm going to put a stop loss above this high, right? It's the classic retail zone where you would put that stop loss if you were going to short a golden pocket in a value area high. So what is highly likely as that price action gets up there is it's going to get a small little pullback, okay? It's going to get a small little reaction. People will be shorting. People will be shorting late, and you'll form a higher low, and you'll get that wick, and then you get the proper pullback, right? You want to be the one entering here, right? You want to be the one that is the fresh liquidity that is getting grabbed, right? Looking for that double top failed auction and try and get into the swing failure pattern from this high as it's stopping out all of those aggressive shorts from the golden pocket and the value area high, right? So this is a plan, right? You're creating that plan. You're having your imagination with how the price action moves and reacts at certain levels. and you think to yourself, right, okay, this is a confluence level. It's the golden pocket. It's the value area high of this entire range, right? It's a pretty nice level to get into a short position. And without a doubt, it's likely going to get a reaction and a pullback of a couple of $100 possibly. But then what is highly likely is that pullback is going to form a higher low. It is going to form a higher low. It's going to be very difficult to jump into a long here based on how far the pullback is going to be. If it pulls all the way back to the point of control and you're having VWAP here also climbing up, I would arguably discuss it could be an acceptable long trade, right? Where you've got all of these highs right there that could provide that resistance, but it's not going to be easy, right? Getting into pullbacks is not easy unless you're retracing all the way down to the 7-8, right? From a pivot low and a pivot high. And then obviously, preferably hit that 7-8. But yeah, it's going to be, it might be small and then you're coming up. It might be big, okay? And then you coming up. You don't really know how that pullback, unless you're counting the waves here. If you form a 3-wave structure, right? Very, very nice. You're hitting the 1.618 extension, right? When we do zoom in, right? You're analyzing the extension from the pivot high of the corrector move to the low, to the next lower high. And you're hitting the 1.618 extension with the previous day point of control. Then you could say, okay, I like this pullback. If there's confluence, I'm going to speculate that's an ABC and I'm going to look for the long trade, and, you know, putting stop loss beneath the point of control, right? Then obviously, yes, right? But a pullback in this zone, I would rather believe that, yes, we hit the golden pocket, we get the pullback, and I'm going to wait for those highs to be hit again with this high over here. And that is what you're looking for, that double top, failed auction, right? Getting all of those people shorting the market and stopping them out. And that's the one that you want to be in, right? You want to be in the stop loss hunt. So we'd have to wait patiently for that high to be hit, whether it gets a large pullback or not. If it does hit the level and it just pulls back down, it is what it is. You just have to, it's all a game of where to put stop loss, right? How can I manage my risk if I'm taking this trade? If you miss it, it doesn't matter. But here, the thing is your stop loss, right? Because don't tell me that you would not put your stop loss here. Because if you don't, you're probably putting it too far away. What if the price does smash through all of the levels and we get this descending wedge successful breakout and we just absolutely rocketing to the highs here at 61,200 in the next couple of days, right? Then obviously you're just losing much more than you should be losing, right? So manage risk always, guys, accordingly, right? So it's a very simple scalp scenario. Hit the level of confluence, get a reaction, you get the classic higher low, one more squeeze to the upside, and then you're looking for that pullback. And this could be a nice trade of several $100 down to the VWAP, at least as a take profit one for the scalpers, right? The VWAP likely be climbing up, so that is the zone to take profits for scalpers, right? Anyway, just an explanation there on how to wait for the highest probability zone, because I like this level of confluence, and I know it's the classic mistake, right? That even I would make. I like this level. Where can I put stop loss? If we have a lower high very close to it, it's like, I'm very much aware it could miss that lower high and get a decent pullback, and I just missed the trade. But I'm also aware of the big fat pump that hits the level, gets the reaction. People are shorting the golden pocket and the value area high. People are shorting late as well, realizing that they're going to miss out. And then you just form a higher low, and then you wick above the high, and then it gets the proper pullback, right? And obviously that's the one that we want to be in, right? We want to be on that double top, realizing that it's a stop hunt, right? Very important to get that rejection from the lower high, okay? This is basically our guidance. This lower high is our guide. It's our guide to look at the rejection and enter the trade as we're rejecting to maintain our stop loss above that wick high, right? That has been created. So that is a really good trading plan. I think there's high probability for that scalp. Obviously, we'd have to wait for that level to be hit, if hit or not. This could already get rejected from this pivot high. And this is a failed move to the upside. Considering, guys, we could be on the verge of a reversal. Okay, we could be on the verge of a reversal. I would take scalps, shorts as scalps, okay? I would really take shorts as scalps because we could be in a breakout of this descending wedge, right? We've been chopping down, stopping out all of the long positions, and then price is just getting the bump, right? Stopping everybody out throughout the last few days that wanted to long this, and then the price does manage to get that bounce of a couple of $1,000s. So scalp shorts, I would consider being defensive. Shorts, I would very defensive and just look for scalp shorts because this could get into a full reversal, right? Just understanding the market structure and the wedgie pattern here. So want to be very, very selective and be very, very quick. In this case, we did get a quick swing failure pattern, a few $100s as a drop, and just be happy with those nice little scalps because this could really reverse at the moment with this uptrend that we have today, right? So just take them as small little scalps. Let's thanks, man. Bernardo, thanks, man. What is your next level to shorts? We got here people interacting in between that's absolutely awesome, guys. I love the interaction in between you guys. If you want more interaction where you can share charts, small little videos, ask questions, be with like-minded people that are actively sharing analysis and possible setups, guys, obviously there's nothing best than joining a Discord, right? You can join the Discord with the link down below, guys, and yeah, basically ask those questions, right? And share the charts, the possible setups in between everybody, because it's all about being in a community and looking at the different scenarios together. I can't stress how much short liquidity is above our heads compared to longs. Longs have been beaten to submission. Look at the heat map. Yeah, we can take a look at the CoinGlass heat map here throughout the last week's price action. And yeah, there is a lot of liquidity being built. There's hundreds of millions of dollars of liquidity sitting above 59,000, 60,000, right? When we do take a look at the liquidity, is 200, 200, 200, 200, 200. So there is a lot of liquidity from 59,000. I mean, all the way up to 63, 64, 65, right? There is still that liquidity, though, below 57,000. Okay, I mean, there is still a lot of liquidity beneath $57,000 when we do take a look at the heat map. So when I do see the liquidity like this, look at this. There's hundreds of millions of dollars below $57,000, and there's hundreds of millions above 59,000. So the question is, which liquidity will be hunted first, right? When it's so equal, for me, this is really not helping, right? I would rather stick to the technical analysis when the liquidity is so similar to the upside and to the downside. Obviously, we are closer to above $59,000. So we might as well just get that pump and sweep up all of the hundreds of millions of dollars of liquidity to then maybe get the leg down. Okay, so let's talk about higher time frame scenarios here on would I be bullish if the price of Bitcoin moves all the way up to the top of this wedgie structure, right? This is a very interesting level always. The first kind, well, it's the dead cat bounce kind of level after this major drop that we had last week. So, hey, this pivot high, there is a lot of confluence in between this pivot high and this pivot over here. We mentioned this zone throughout the last few days being a very, very high confluence level. And the top of the wedge in the pivot high is always a liquidity grab zone where the price could top out, right? So, yeah, without a doubt, I like this zone. When we take a look at Fibonacci retracement from the highs to the lows, I absolutely love where the 618 is. The golden pocket, if we were to get a full-on reversal here of a few $1,000s, really would consider this major level for a reaction and a short, because it's the golden pocket. We do have also some levels right there. If I'm not mistaken, we do have a naked point of control, which is basically from the price action that we formed on the 27th of August. There is a high volume node right there. It's slightly above the golden pocket. What I do like about this golden pocket, just to keep it simple and easy, is this first lower high, the last lower high, basically before the major drop, right? I love these lower highs that we form, just before a major drop. It's a classic level that the price hits, right? And gets a rejection. And that is where we have the golden pocket Fibonacci, right? From this major drop of the last week. So yeah, it's just, without a doubt, it's a good scalp shorting level. It's a great level, golden pocket with the last lower high, sorry, before the drop. I do like that level. There is a naked point of control there at that zone, but it's slightly below. It's slightly below the golden pocket. So would be nice that it was right over here inside of the golden pocket to get the reaction, but we got one at 61,680, which is from that price action, right, that we do have from the 27th of August. When we get the session volume profile, we can see that high volume node that we do have from the 27th of August right over here. Session volume profile always taking ages to load up. We can see that high volume node that could be absolutely exploded out. You could get a major wick up. I prefer always a liquidity grab zone for a short. If we have the golden pocket and the lower high right there, it's a zone that I would never personally short if we have the golden pocket so close. I would wait patiently for that level. And if we hit the naked point of control and we retrace down, for me, it's a missed trade. If we have the golden pocket and that lower high so close from the naked point of control, it's going to be very difficult. I would have to see reaction and a possible double top scenario at the naked point of control here to take a short decision. I would never short on a first touch and rejection. Well, I wouldn't say never, but I would have to be very, very confident that we're going to get that rejection here when we have this level so close. I would rather remain patient, miss the trade, or remain patient to wait for that level to be hit to get into the short position. So yeah, that's a major interesting level without a doubt on higher time frames that we could get ready for the next coming days if we start pumping like crazy, which I don't think is going to be the case, but it's all about getting levels ready, right? You need to have your trading setups ready. And we got one right over here that we mentioned. There's one here. There's one here. Major levels, set the alerts and just trade the setups. Trade the plans and just be ready for those levels to trade. And that's what it's all about. I know it's sometimes I spend hours in front of the chart, hours and hours wanting to get into a trade, but it's not about wanting to get in. It's just saying, okay, where we at the moment, not too interested, unless you get into a very aggressive scalp here at this level. Would have possibly taken it, but yeah, basically it's waiting for the major levels and take the action. My short is still active. Configuration is mixed. Andy, 𝗬𝗏𝗽 is saying hello. There is also weekly and monthly point of control at around 59k. You know what? I haven't. We've had a new month close and a new week close. Thank you very much for letting me know, 𝗬𝗏𝗽, because yes, today that was very irresponsible from my side. As we have it's Monday, and always Monday is to take a look at the naked point of control from the previous week. And as you are here, we might as well just check it out and take a look at the fixed volume profile, analyze the previous week naked point of control. Thank you, 𝗕𝗏𝗏. 𝗕𝗏𝗏 is one of the coaches in the Legends trading community, reminding me the naked point of controls, guys. But as we are getting this on the live stream, naked weekly naked point of control. We got one right over here at $59,000 range. Very nice indeed. So we want to get those levels ready. That's the high volume node. Very interesting. We're going to analyze where this level is exactly. The highest volume node from the previous week. Let's smash this inside of the naked point of control levels. And very interestingly enough, we want to take a look at the previous month naked point of controls. Let's take a look at that right away. Previous month naked point of control. Get the fixed volume profile, analyze the previous month level. That is basically where we at least on Bybit. We do have the previous month naked point of control exactly where we at right now. At least on Bybit. It might be slightly different if you're using Binance or Coinbase. Well, let's take a look at this level right away, because this is basically where we are trading right now. So let's zoom in on lower time frames, and that is basically where we just about to hit, right? Going to be very interesting. It's going to be very interesting because we do have, yeah, without a doubt, it's where we have the point of control, right, from this range, right, which is obviously previous week point of control, right? It's the naked point of control from last week when we take a look at this range. So sign of strength would be closing that 4-hourly candlestick well above this pivot high, above the point of control, and obviously that weekly naked point of control, we want to see that zone hold. It's not going to be an easy long, because when you break out so nicely, you want to see a proper pullback, right? You don't want to get into a small pullback retracing to the 236 Fibonacci. It's going to be very, very complex in my opinion, because I'm always aware of a larger pullback. I don't like getting into small pullbacks based on stop loss. So if you do get that pump breaking out the monthly naked point of control, the weekly naked point of control, basically the point of control of this range, and you break out lower time frames, we could get a little bounce here and maybe get continuation up. But yeah, it's just not going to be easy, because I'm always aware of, you know, you're just retracing down to the 236 Fibonacci from this movement up that we've had the last 24 hours. You know, are you going to get into an epic long as you break out from the weekly naked point of control? I would rather speculate on a swing failure pattern scenario, because it could break out and fail miserably, and then you're getting a large pullback down at least to the value area low of the range. I would rather speculate on a short on the rejection from all of these wick highs and the point of control than actually believe that it is a strong breakout, and then okay, we close the 4-hourly candle. It could turn into a failed auction, right? It's too shallow to enter a long position for a pullback from this pump that we've had the last 24 hours, right? For me, it's crystal clear. It's not going to be easy. Would be zooming in on lower time frames and analyzing very, very carefully how that breakout would be, right? It's just not going to be easy at all. Not going to be an easy decision here. I mean, you could arguably discuss it could get a failed auction swing failure pattern from these lower highs based on weekly naked point of control is there, right? All of these lower highs that we formed on Saturday and Sunday, all of these ones on the lower time frame is where we have the weekly naked point of control. So could it be a liquidity grab and you get a decent pullback. It's really a make it or break it situation here. It's just really a make it or break it. I really don't, even though it's a naked point of control from the weekly, right? And we have these lower highs. It's not, you don't want to fight the trend, right? Being honest, you don't want to fight the trend. If you pump into that level, it could smash out. So not going to be easy, guys. For me, it's just not an easy trading zone. You're aware of a big breakout. You're aware of price just rocketing to the value area high. I would rather be patient. And if you get the failed auction, I would look for a back test, right? Look for a bounce, back testing the naked point of control, form the bearish CVD divergence, form higher highs, getting people bullish, getting longs entering here very aggressively, and then say, you know what, I like it. It's back testing the point of control, stop loss above the high. If it's a successful breakout and end up breaking out, then okay, happy days, got stopped out. It doesn't matter, managing risk here. But if it does create a failed auction, I would be very much aware that the value area low as a minimum would be hit in the next coming days. If you do fail to break out here, would be looking for a larger pullback. Form bearish CVD divergence, back test the naked point of control, failed breakout, and yeah, would be looking at something like this. Very important to form bearish CVD divergence to actually have confidence for that short, to get the next leg down. Would rather wait for this, see a confirmation failed auction, because longing the breakout is just, longing here is just too shallow. It's just too shallow of a pullback to long a breakout of a naked point of control on a weekly. It would be too shallow. You're stop. It would not make sense unless on lower time frames you are forming very, very strong bullish CVD divergence here. Right? Basically, you're still continuing this staircase, right? And you're just popping out here, and you pop out, and you're just continuing the staircase. I would only consider a long position if there is going to be aggressive long, bullish CVD divergence. Then I would consider maybe on lower time frames, entry point, stop loss above the last higher low, CVD divergence invalidation. And it's not going to give you a great risk to reward, but you're basically just targeting the local highs here. Unless we have very aggressive shorts entering here and bullish CVD divergence, then I would probably say, okay, the weekly naked point of control could get back tested, and we're just going to continue this staircase to the upside for a scalp. It's the only, we're going to have to see if that is the case. Only for a scalp long, because it's really not a level to get into a great swing long, right? It's just for scalps, because it could turn out into a failed auction. You're like, hey, we got above the point of control of the range. This is epic. It looks bullish. We're breaking out, right? We should be popping, to higher levels. And then it turns out to be a failed auction. So it's kind of a little late. I would consider the scalp only. Only a scalp, bullish CVD divergence, and stop loss above the last higher low created internally is the only setup that I would get into on lower time frames. Legends, remember that on bluffing, you do get 10% cash back from your initial deposit. You deposit $1,000, you're getting $100. You deposit $4,000, you're getting $400 on top of your initial deposit, guys. This is also from people that have signed up with the link down below, that when you deposit, you will be getting 10% cash back, okay? Make sure to check out the link down below. Trade on bluffing, 10% cash back from your initial deposit, so you can use for your trading to have more trading capital, guys. You have the link down below. It's no KYC. Email and password is enough. No identification. So absolutely phenomenal for all of those people that cannot trade on those KYC platforms. Pac-Man, my man, long time no see. How are you doing, my brother? Thanks for joining the stream. I can see you. Crash coming this week, says Junaid. I am not too sure about that. We're still very much bearish momentum. The momentum is still bearish. We did have the Bart-Simpson pattern. I mean, this was the epic zone for a short, guys. It was so good for a short. Who's still in a short position from the $64,000 range as a swing trade? Because we talked about the Bart-Simpson pattern here that ended up with a very much, it looked like it had a stroke, because the right side of the face of Bart-Simpson here was a little bit different, right? It's not symmetrical from this pump, but overall we were very much aware of this being the top based on the confluence that we had here. Sure Am says crypto knowledge. Andy will shave his hair when we hit 500 likes during the stream. If we do, I will shave my hair. Promise. Promise. If we get to 500 likes, we got not even 400 people. So maybe throughout the day it can get to 500 likes. Why not? Why not? It's a challenge. Let's do it. I mean, new lower lows to 45k can be seen before the real rally after Fed rate cuts begin. Yes, 45k. I mean, those are very, very low levels. Okay, we are very, very far away. It would be a $13,000 drop to happen in the next coming weeks. I think it is without a doubt possible, without a doubt. But I would be starting accumulating Bitcoin if we do even drop below $49,000. This would be a zone that I would start buying aggressively. This is a DCA zone. 40k, 35k, 30k. Obviously, we want to buy here. So I'm very much aware of the price bouncing back up. If we lose this low, I don't think we're going to enter like a very aggressive bear market, Bitcoin to 20k kind of thing. I think all of the lows that are claimed from here on higher time frame are just going to be bought back up pretty aggressively. It will take days for the price to V-shape. There will be no successful downtrend in the immediate short term for the next coming months, in my opinion. Yes, we are downtrending for several months, but the lows are getting bought back up very aggressively, as you can see, right? They're getting bought back up very aggressively every time we come back down to the low. So I come with that theory that, yeah, we dip down below this low of $49,000 and go to 46 or 45. We're very likely going to be bought back up here very aggressively, in my personal opinion. That would be in confluence with the bullish higher time frame case scenario that we are in a very large WXY structure here. Okay, meaning that we do have this W, this being a running flat scenario, and then obviously looking for the next move here to the downside, as we could be in the next leg down on ABC structure, right? So it would make sense that we are still in that fourth wave, and this is just the last drop. I think it's definitely a scenario. I wouldn't be bearish if we drop down below $49,000, guys, to be honest. I would not say bull market over, right? This will be a zone to speculate and swing long positions, only if we recover back the low, okay? Only if we recover back the low, above the low. So yeah, definitely would not be bearish. Would be buying Bitcoin and would be interested in swing long positions at those levels. Low leverage, low capital. So Mariela, come on. 500 likes, let's go, guys. RTDY, thanks for the support, my brother. Much love to you. 45k wick. Gonna be waiting patiently, guys, for the next possible setups. Okay, it's pretty clear. Trading is boring. I'm gonna wait for the highest probability trade, and the highest probability trade for me is, I don't like this zone. I'm very much aware of the successful breakout, and I'm aware of a failed auction. It's just, I'm aware of both scenarios. This is the high that I really want the level. This is a great scalp. It's going to be a profitable trade no matter what. And we just want to trade the highest probability setups. And the one that I see based on my strategies is this high right over here, which is with the value area high of this trading zone. That is the highest probability liquidity grab for a failed auction swing failure pattern kind of setup, down to the VWAP or even down to the point of control at least. So just going to be waiting for that, guys. When you've been trading for years, you just need to wait for the highest probability setup. And this zone right now for me is very, very difficult based on we could be breaking out for a pretty nice full reversal, and very much aware that it could be a failed breakout, right? So it's not going to be an easy zone. This, for scalping, you're just going to have to look at lower time frames and the CVD, the delta, and analyze very carefully lower time frames. But yeah, the highest probability ones, they're the ones that I want to share with you, is this one right over here. Without a doubt. Without a doubt, this is the highest probability one. And there's one much higher that should get a reaction. If we do break out from here very successfully in the next coming hours, which is very much possible based on the descending wedge, right? Full reversal. If we break out very successfully, this could be a short trade SFP if we do not smash out into a possible long trade. If we do get all the way up there without getting a major pullback, I will be analyzing very carefully a three-wavy structure here down to the point of control of this area, get a bit of choppiness. Price action beneath it is okay if it's choppy and maintaining, to then look for the bounce. And this is obviously a day trade to swing trade. This is on the 1 hourly, so it could take several hours, if not 1 to 2 days to play out. But this would be a very, very interesting zone if we do get higher time frame bullish CVDs, to get that bounce from the monthly naked point of control and the weekly naked point of control, which is basically the price action that we do have here, to have another attempt in coming back up to the value area high. So if you do create that high, you want that high retested, right, on the pullback. So short into a possible long, and analyze very carefully, because it could turn into a failed auction. So this zone is going to be tricky to analyze the situation, to look for the long position. Of course, I will be updating the trading community with the different scenarios that could happen throughout the days of the week, guys. If you want more of that, you know where to go. It's the first link down below to join the Discord. Thank you, legends, for joining. And let's go through the news. All right, I always have a bunch of news here that I want to talk about, okay? No altcoins today. Screw altcoins. I have been buying more of one altcoin, guys. I had to, because it's an altcoin that I have been regretting not buying throughout the last several months and even couple of years, and that is Avalanche. I've added Avalanche to my portfolio, new fresh altcoin here at the $20 range. I'm happy to start adding a little bit of Avalanche. Could we go down to $15 or $10? That is when I'll be starting to buy very aggressively. I really regretted not buying Avalanche. I wanted another L1 project. I haven't got Solana. I haven't got Cardano. I've got Ethereum. Obviously, I've got a lot of Ethereum, and I wanted to add another good L1 project. And when I take a look at Solana's chart, I don't want to buy Solana when we are, I know it's going to do very well. But when I see the Solana chart with the epic rally that it's had, and missed out on, buying very cheap, I'm very much aware that Solana is going to do very, very well, but I want a good pullback, and I know a good, solid, realistic 4-5x potential, right? Forget about 20-30x on Avalanche. That ain't going to happen for many years. But realistically, Avalanche to $100 in the next 6 to 18 months, give or take, Q1 2025, Q1 of 2026, I don't really care. more bearishness will be welcomed to buy cheaper. But this is a good enough pullback for me in a wedgie structure. There is it does look very, very good regarding Elliott wave theory. I do not know if we're going to go lower. This is already a level to actually bounce. So I'm happy to buy Avalanche at these levels. And I think it's a realistic $100. You might think Avalanche is going to go to all-time highs. Avalanche is going to go to $400 per coin in the next coming years. Yeah, maybe yes, but I'm looking for a short-term speculation, which is basically having one more leg here to the upside, because this could be extremely corrective. This is a bear market, and we're just going to have a small little long bull market right now. People are going to be very hyped up. People are going to expect higher levels. And I'm looking for a 4-5x, okay? Because I haven't put $1,000 on this. I haven't put $10,000. When you put $1,000 and you have a 4x, then you get greedy. You want more, right? If you turn 1,000 into 4,000, it's great returns, but you would usually want more, right? You get hyped up. When you start putting $20, $30, $50,000, and you from 50k you make 200 to 250k, then you would really consider taking some aggressive profits on that. So I am looking for a 4-5x. I would be happy with the $100. I would not sell everything, but if it does go to higher levels, then yeah, my strategy here is 4-5x. I would be basically already selling more than 50% with a 4-5x, right? Getting an easy 2-3x from the initial investment. Staying real here, guys. I'm not going to say we're going to all-time high. This is a $400 coin, and just come up with stupid predictions, because I do think it will smash through all-time high. We just don't know if this is going to be the time that it does, right, in the next coming months. So take profits without a doubt. I'm going to be more aggressive taking profits in this cycle, because I did not take enough profits from the previous cycle. And I think that happened to every crypto investor out there that's been throughout the previous cycle. So it's a lesson that we learned. I did take profits, but it's a lesson. We need to take profits, guys. We have very ambitious 100x returns and stuff like that. Of only a very small percentage of people do get 100x returns and knows when to sell, right? And buys the exact bottom and sells the exact top. It's like 0.001 right percent of the people, which is very, very small amount, do manage to make those 100x's, right? It's a story, one or two stories from each bull market, right? This guy bought 𝗵𝗵 at the 3,000 worth of 𝗵𝗵. Now it's worth millions of dollars, right? It's just very small amounts. We need to be happy with 4-5x returns, 10x on some other aggressive altcoins. I'm very much happy with 5x, 10x, guys. I'm not really looking for 30, 40x on altcoins. I'm staying real. I want returns, and I don't want to ride the entire move down from a possible recession, bear market. We want to... Sol is dead. Short Solana on max leverage to make money, says Hoz. Wow. Link to $48 minimum target. Link is looking amazing. Link, I'm not selling Link to all-time high. And I'm not sure if it's going to happen. But the Elliott wave counts that we've been talking about throughout the last year, we already talked about this projection on Elliott wave theory. I need to find that live stream where I was talking about the exact movements here on Chainlink, drawn from a live stream of 2023, saying, guys, this is an accumulation zone. This is going to pop, and we're going to get the first wave in 5 waves and 3 waves down. I literally drew the exact pattern that has happened on Chainlink. It's a live stream somewhere from mid 2023 to 2024. And it's just common sense, right? I'm not saying that I'm a genius and I have a crystal ball, but it was just so obvious that this was an accumulation area, right? That's it. So we need to see the first wave to the upside and the second wave happening at some point. So I really wanted just to show, guys, just to show that it was actually very much predictable that this was accumulation and we were going to pop. And it's very curious how actually, counting the waves here throughout the months in 2023, saying that, we are likely going to see this kind of price action, and it's happening right now. So this is why I got this green box area. This green box is already good for buying. So there is a massive bearish case scenario that I do not want to talk about that could dip below $5, but we just have to hold on if that were to be the case. And me personally, I would definitely buy some more if it were going to below $5. Just keeping it real. Legends. It's stupid to think that Solana is dead. In fact, I'm longing it more, says Crypto Blog. Yeah, I don't think it's dead. Link BTC not looking amazing. Absolutely. I bet it's looking very bad. Link BTC, it has to be like a dead project. But like most of the altcoins compared to Bitcoin, guys, this is the moment that you want to be bullish. It's not looking great. It's looking the greatest ever, in my opinion. This is really the zone where it looks the greatest ever, because you're basically at the lows of the range. Last time we tested this low, selling pressure getting exhausted with, very, very smaller, higher lower highs, right? The lower highs are higher. This means that this is bottoming out. When you have lower highs, it's because the selling pressure is insane. But when lower highs are getting closer together, right? And the lows are bouncing, this is bottoming out very, very soon. This is very near and bottoming out. So this is looking great, to be honest. It's the reversal. It will not be looking great once you see this. Once you see this, it's not looking good. You want to get out, right? So inverse psychology here, guys. This is the best moment to believe that Chainlink is looking very good against Bitcoin. When are you going to be bullish? When it pops out? No, it's the moment to be panicking and saying, this is overextended. This has got a major rally. That, this does not look good. This right over here does not look good, because after making this major move, it's obviously not good. It's gone down since that event. This is where it's looking good. This is the time. This is the time to aggressively accumulate, even though if it does go slightly lower, because it will pop at some point in the next coming months. When we say coming months, it can be 6 months, it can be 12 months, it can be 21 months. It's just we don't really know, depending on the the economy, interest rates, stock market, recession, right? It could extend, guys. I need to stay real here. We could extend a little longer on altcoins, but it's the moment to be bullish and accumulate. Anyway, that's my opinion. Legends, thank you very much. Let's go through the news. We didn't go through the news. We have key dates to watch in September, guys. September, we got a bunch of news happening in September. We got all sorts. US presidential debate, CPI data on the 11th, PPI data release on the 12th, FOMC meeting, 18th of September, CZ Binance release date. This could actually bring some volatility in the crypto space, without a doubt, on the 29th. CZ Binance release date. Maybe not, but possibly yes. Anyway, we're not going to trade based on that, but overall it's good to know. 5.5 trillion Fidelity says, pay attention here, guys, because this is when things get ridiculous. Says that Bitcoin could go as high as $1 billion by 2038. 2038, 14 years from now. I'm going to say it without a doubt, it's possible going to $1 billion in 14 years. I think the world is going to be very interesting at what kind of state the world is going to be in 2038. Probably a loaf of bread is going to be $30, right? It should be around about $1 to $2 right now, a loaf of bread. Maybe in 2038, a loaf of bread is going to cost you $30, $40, right? Based on inflation. So yeah, $1 billion, depending on how much the dollar is and how much inflation there is, then I would say obviously, yes, it can reach $1 billion. So yeah, stablecoin report, August 2028. We have in August, 4 billion new US dollar tether minted, 1.7 billion USDC, and some of the other stable coins a little bit more. But there has been a few $1 billion in stable coins being printed. That is usually a sign of, stable coins being printed. A large percentage going into some altcoins, and well, in crypto in general. Mr. 100 keeps stacking more Bitcoin. We know that throughout the last few months, there's a wallet. We do not know who he is. Is it a country? Is it an entity? Is it a business, an institution? That there is a wallet that is accumulating 100 Bitcoin at a time, sometimes more times in one day. Apparently yesterday it accumulated 300 Bitcoin on the 1st of September, 100 here, 100 and 100. So it accumulated just 300 Bitcoin yesterday. I think this has to be an institution or a government or a country, or I don't know. It has to be a big player, obviously, because buying 100 Bitcoin at a time, several times a day sometimes, is obviously something big, right? It ain't a guy like you and me, right? So yeah, it's still accumulating as the price moves down, up. It's just absorbing all of the Bitcoin. This is without a doubt has to create some kind of supply shock. This selling pressure gets absorbed by this guy or group of guys. I don't know. El Salvador holds 5,859 Bitcoin. It is funny because El Salvador actually buys a Bitcoin every day. Look at this. El Salvador country just adds 1 Bitcoin per day approximately on average, which is, you can see the wallet, just 1 Bitcoin per day is the strategy. Very nice to see, obviously. It continues to do so. As per crypto prices have let retail traders down, Bitcoin whales growing in numbers. A net gain of 2,283 wallets holding at least 100 BTC has emerged in just 1 month. There are now 16,120 such wallets on the network, has broken a 17-month high. 283 wallets added, plus 283 holding 100 Bitcoin. This is huge, obviously. Throughout the month of August, we've seen an increase of, they're not whales. It's saying crypto whales. Yeah, whales have been adding, having 100 Bitcoin is not whale. I would consider a whale having after 1,000 Bitcoin, not 100. This is more like a shark, but not a whale. But yeah, basically big wallets that have more than 100 Bitcoin is growing, guys. So big. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. Big players are, there's more wallets right now with 100 Bitcoin. So Bitcoin miners sold. On the other side, we have the miners that are ruining the party as well. There's not always bullish news. We obviously have the bearish. We had the ETF outflows last week. We had Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? We had almost the entire week last week been a huge amount of outflows on the Bitcoin ETF. So it's not always good. You got some big players accumulating and some big players selling. ETF had outflows. And we have whales dumping their Bitcoin. Miners sold 2,655 Bitcoin over the weekend. So yeah, there's a big balance of buyers and sellers. So this is why we are in this big fat range throughout the last few months, right? There's a little bit of selling and buying. Bitcoin just moving from hand to hand, right? 100 BTC starfish. I'm feeling poor. If in the chat. As book in this chat, starfish, 100 Bitcoin is starfish. I do not know, guys, the scale based on the 100 BTC is starfish, nowhere near whale. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this tweet a little bit confusing with this. Whales are accumulating wallets with over 100 Bitcoin. There's more of a starfish shark, right? Legends, thank you very much for joining today's live stream. Don't want to bore you anymore. The levels are being mentioned on this live stream. Thank you very much for joining, and I will see you in the next one.